and Jerry. Don't worry, it's only an hour long, and most days it doesn't
All right, we go a
suck.
couple minutes after 5 o'clock. We start a new week. Looking forward to doing that. The Eddie Schizzeri, you Aggie SOB yourself. It's nice to see you. And, of course, it is great, because I have not heard from this man since Wednesday. He went on, he scrubbed his phone, he scrubbed his social media. He just went, he enjoyed the beach. He's got lots to say. Friday, I walked out of the studio for the third segment. I let Lepresti and I let Fliegelman do it. I think I might walk out for the entire hour, quite frankly, because he's not going to shut up. And he shouldn't. His name is Al J.D. Dukes. What's up, man?
Good morning, Jerry.
Nice to see you back.
I don't know if you want to do that. Thank you. It's good to be back.
I'd like to see you do a solo hour.
That's not possible.
It is possible.
It wouldn't be good. Could I sit here and fill the time? Maybe.
Well, of course you could.
It wouldn't be any good, though, Jerry.
Well, I don't know about that.
Jerry, I've been off social media since when I walked out of here Wednesday at 10 a.m.
Yes, I know.
I have not signed on to social media. I had it on my phone. I didn't go to it. A couple times I wanted to go to it. And then I got completely all caught up today in a matter of no time. Turns out nothing happens there.
No, a lot of big waste of time is what
Very
happens.
little happens,
Yes.
Jerry. And Gina said to me, "Oh, you were so pleasant." And she blamed social media.
Because you weren't annoyed by nonsense.
But that was only part of it. I also slept. I wasn't getting up at 2 a.m.
That's a big part.
I wasn't driving to New York City.
True.
I wasn't screening your terrible phone calls. So it all played a part. Did social media play a role? Sure it did, Jerry. But then I didn't know what was going on in Bradley Beach from the Facebook group.
Sounds like you really don't like coming to work.
You know what I mean? No, I don't like New York. I love work, Jerry.
No, I know that. I said coming to
New York
work. I
City
didn't say
sucks.
working.
New York sucks.
Yeah. Well, you could have been at Yankee Stadium on Saturday.
Yeah, that could have been something different. Also, the Boomer situation today. Didn't see this coming. Just kidding.
I didn't.
I mean, come on. Boomer was going to go do a show from some hotel somewhere. God even knows where he is. I don't even know what town he's in. I don't know what city he's in. I could have told you that was not going to work.
Half-assery.
But I didn't want to be the bad guy. But hotels aren't prepared to do live broadcasts from their internet.
I'm well aware.
You know that, Jerry.
I've tried how many times?
I know that.
I've
we
called
knew this
weeks
wasn't
in
going to
advance,
happen.
and it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Half-assery.
Half-assery.
And it should. That's the thing that's so annoying. It's not hard.
No. Hotels are not meant to be broadcast centers. They're meant to you to be able to check your email on your Wi-Fi to see what restaurants to go to in town since you're new to town. Not meant to be doing live broadcasts. So to say when I got that text message at 8:30 that it didn't work and he wasn't going to be able to write it, I smiled, I smirked.
You know why?
I had a chuckle and I went right to sleep.
Half-assery.
Because you were off. And you were relaxed. You were off social media. And you were chill.
Yeah.
And you smoked weed all weekend.
Actually, I did not get any weed, which was interesting because my mother reached out to me and she said...
She get weed?
No, but she said that she heard that the show was discussing me getting weed. I did not get weed.
Yeah, we were curious on Friday if you were going to make your way out.
I was not going to be in line with all these weed heads getting weed. So I'll eventually get to the weed at some point, I'm sure, Jerry.
When it kind of... Well, I would say when it fizzles
When
out,
it
but it's
dies
not going
down.
to
Yeah, I know,
going to fizzle
but
out.
But eventually...
The lines will die down.
Yeah, and I also... It's not one even within an hours of my house.
Yeah, well, that's a problem, too. You do have to travel a little bit.
I mean, you tell me Asbury Park is not going to get a weed dispensary? Of course they are. Let's go.
At some point. There was a really cool one, though. I forget where, in northern New Jersey, where they had a guy, he was playing music outside. It seemed lovely.
Yeah.
For the big line, the Disney-like line. It was kind of, if you would have shut your eyes, you would have thought you were in Jamaica. It was like that kind of music.
Yeah.
And then you could have imagined the swaying palm trees and the sunshine.
Oh,
but
yes.
then you would have opened your eyes and saw big, tall buildings and gray clouds, and it was not warm.
They also put these weed dispensaries in not the best part of towns. Let's move those into bougie areas so that I feel comfortable.
That'll happen at some point.
I suppose. I'm looking out. Michael Fliegelman's wearing sweatpants. What are we doing here? Can we step our game up?
Listen.
My chair, Jerry, I don't ask for much. I asked for when we got new chairs many years ago, I got my own separate chair because too many people pass gas into the chairs. And then Eddie and I noticed a few years ago that when we would sit down on these chairs, it would waft up like the chair was a sponge for gas.
Oh, come on.
So I got my own chair, and I wheel it into my office, and I wheel it into the studio every day. Fliegelman took my chair over to when he was filling in for me and left it in the studio. God knows how many gases went into that over the weekend. The gases, Jerry.
Oh, Mike. Not smart, my man.
But, Jerry, let's talk
Not smart.
sports.
If you'd like.
What?
I did a national show yesterday morning, so I talk lots of sports.
You did?
4 hours yesterday
On
morning.
CBS Sports Radio
You're
Network?
damn right
How
I
many
did.
calls you get?
It turned out the first 2 hours, none.
None. Is that even
the
on?
third hour.
Did you check the transmitters?
I got in the 8 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
I got about 12
Wow.
because we talked about fan behavior. I got calls from Chicago, Toronto,
Okay.
L.A., Miami,
Yeah.
Fort Lauderdale, and then I put one guy from Green Bay in his place, Brent from
Good for
Green
you,
Bay,
Jerry.
who
Smack
called and
that.
said, you know where fan behavior is pristine, where this stuff doesn't happen? Green Bay. It's only in Philly, New York, and Boston. So as I said to Mr. Brett, I said, you know what the great thing about 2022 is? There's this thing called the internet.
Right.
So you Google fan incidents at Lambeau Field. They're as disgusting as anybody else.
Right.
So we put Brent in his place.
Good.
So, yeah, so let's talk. I'm ready. Let's go.
So, so this Yankee situation Saturday where some dude on the, what are they, Cleveland Cavaliers?
The Guardians.
Cleveland
I mean,
Guardians?
yes, there is a Cleveland Cavaliers, but they weren't playing the Yankees.
Cleveland Guardians. Dude smashes into the wall.
Yeah.
The fans are cheering that he's hurt. Another dude on the Guardians tries to climb the fence, yell at the Yankee fan. By the way, the Yankee fan didn't back down, was right in his face. And then the Yankees get a walk-off win, and everyone starts throwing things on the field. It's about damn time teams started fearing playing in New York.
That's your take.
That's my take.
Oh, my God.
Like it used to be.
Oh, jeez.
Fans, I mean, other opposing teams there used to hate coming to play in New York because our fans are a bunch of jerks. And down in Philadelphia, our fans are a bunch of jerks. And guess what? Everyone cleaned up their act.
Players don't fear going into any stadium.
Well, what about now, though, Jerry?
Stop.
What are you talking about?
They don't fear going into a stadium.
Oh,
Are
really?
you
Tell
serious?
that to the right fielder for the Cleveland Guardians, who's getting pelted with
So
stuff.
you think it's good to be throwing stuff on the field?
I'm not saying
Knock it
it's
off.
good, Jerry.
Stop it. Just
but
stop.
it's nice
You're
to
acting like an
finally
ass.
fear coming to
Acting
New York.
like an idiot. Stop it.
We're like the Raiders, Jerry. You want to come into the black hole? The Raiders. We'll throw D-cell batteries at you. You will fear coming to New York. The Bronx? I'm afraid to go to the Bronx. These Cleveland Guardian
You're afraid
players.
of your own shadow. What are you talking about?
Cleveland Guardian players shouldn't be like, it's the Bronx. Who cares? Fear the Bronx. That's my take, Jerry.
It's a pretty stupid take.
What are you talking about?
It's a stupid take. I'm not even responding to it.
And the Yankees put extra.
Ass fans throwing stuff at me, please.
The fans are stepping their game up.
Cheering for a guy who almost broke his neck. That's awesome. That's really great.
Well,
No, that's great. Really good. I hope you get punched in the face when you walk out this building and people start cheering for the guy that punched you in the face.
well,
It really was a stupid take.
I park really close just so that doesn't happen. I run
Doesn't
to my
take
car,
much.
Jerry. I've got multiple weapons.
We got a guy sleeping nude in the Chase Bank vestibule this morning. It doesn't take much.
He was nude?
He had his pants down.
All right.
He did have boxers on.
These banks got to get rid of their vestibules.
Well, why? Let me ask you this.
No more ATMs.
They've got cameras in there.
Yeah.
Clearly they know. Why would they not ask someone to do something or at least walk by?
That I don't know. I would hire a security guard just to work.
Because you know what it does?
I thought you need an ATM card to get in those things.
Or you wait for someone to come out when the door's open and you just sneak right in.
I would I would be like, you're not coming in here, sir. Or ma'am.
Are you going to get into a confrontation with someone like that in the middle of the night?
Do I have my pepper spray?
You probably do. Would you have it on you, though, as you're walking
Oh,
out?
yes,
well,
I
first
would.
of all, you wouldn't be in
I
that
would be in an ATM.
No, and I understand that. But there are people that do. I've done that before.
You're a big ATM.
Not the vestibule. I will do it at a Wawa for sure, where there's always people.
You go to the Wawa in Mawa, New Jersey,
Yes.
for all your ATM purchases.
One time I went to the Wawa in Mawa. Jackass.
Yeah.
I like the Wawa in Bradley. You have a Wawa in Bradley
We
Beach?
do. Well, it's in the Neptune, but one town over.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Close enough.
It's nice, Jerry.
Stupid.
So we're condemning
A Jawa in Mawa at the Wawa.
A Jawa? What's that?
from Star Wars, the hooded figures.
I thought that was a Wookiee.
No, Wookiee is Chewbacca was a Wookiee.
Oh, a Jawa.
Jawa is a short creature that wears a brown hooded druid uniform with red eyes.
Got it.
So fan behavior, Jerry, we're against what they did.
I think it's been awesome. I think it's been really great, and it's been wonderful. Example for the rest of the country.
I guess the fans, the MLB fans, are like, you know what? All these NBA fans are getting credit for being jerks. Why don't we step our game up?
Can make that case
and get involved. What do you think spurred? Like, what spurred the fans throwing?
I believe Miles Straw said throwing stuff.
Yeah,
that I don't know. I believe they were saying some stupid things to the guy who was basically face down on the ground, which is what I think got Straw upset. And then you had the game ended. They were throwing stuff. I mean, they were throwing a lot of stuff on the field.
But those were two different parts of the ballpark, which were surprising to me. So the left field is where the Cleveland Guardians player smashed into the wall, and then another Cleveland Guardians player climbed the fence,
right,
trying to get at him.
I think it was Mercado that was climbing the fence. Was it Quan that got hurt?
I do have names, Jerry. Let's see what I have.
Mercado that climbed the fence, and then you had Straw that was, very vocal in the postgame. I think those were the three outfielders.
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, I had them written down, Jerry.
And then you even had, Judge and Stanton going out telling them, guys, knock it off.
And they were smart. They wore their helmets.
They were on offense.
They wore their riot gear helmets.
They did not wear riot
and shields.
Gear. They just won the game, gas. And they were about to hit.
We should give the opposing teams that come into the Bronx, we should give the outfielders tear gas that they could.
You're talking.
If the fans get rowdy, just lob a tear gas at them.
I thought you were going to say a shield and a helmet.
Yeah. Oh, he couldn't make the catch. His shield got in the way. He was protecting himself from the fans. It's just weird, like, what made them, of all the games, to decide to throw things on the field.
Alcohol, who knows,
Yeah, man. But there's alcohol at every game.
I don't know.
That wasn't even the Red Sox.
Well, some handle it better.
I guess
they were just being. It was such a nice day. It was
beautiful,
a good
Jerry.
win after they gave up the lead. After they fell behind in the eighth inning. You come back, you tie it, then you win it. Like, why? Like, even John. Like, John went off on these
John
guys.
Sterling?
Yes. Would you like, if you give me a second, would you like to hear? Because so there were a couple of different things that happened. You had the guy climbing the fence where Susan was down in the tunnel waiting for the game to end.
Little post-game player interviews.
So here, I'm going to give, it's a minute, but here's the end.
Here's the 1-2 to Glaber. Winning run at second, 2 out in the ninth.
I can't shorten it.
Pitch. Swung on and line to right center field. It is a base hit. Rounding third, scoring Tanner for Lepa. And the Yankees win the ball game with 2 in the bottom of the ninth. Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
All right, all good.
Now somebody threw something on the field, and the Indians are all running out to right center, and the Yankees are too. I mean, that ruins what would be a great Yankee comeback, and the Yankees have run out there and telling the fans, stop throwing things.
They're throwing baseballs.
I think that's disgraceful. That's disgraceful. That's not Yankee Stadium. Those aren't Yankee fans. Hooligans.
Soccer hooligans.
Where they get baseballs from? What, they buy souvenir baseballs? You spend $30 on a baseball, you're going to throw it on the field?
Or maybe they were out there for, batting practice.
That's
got
possible.
A couple of balls.
Good call. That's possible.
No, what it probably was? The Cleveland Guardians outfielder was probably nice to them all game, tossing the balls, and then they just pegged them.
And they didn't lose.
Right.
They won.
Right, it wasn't even like they lost on a blown call.
No, Angel Hernandez wasn't doing this game.
Right.
Yeah, I don't.
Hooligans, Jerry.
I do love that. Hooligans.
Hooligans.
And they are, John, they are Yankee fans. I mean, unfortunately, they probably were. But that's what unless they were Cleveland fans that were mad that they lost. No. I don't see that to be the case, though.
They are who we thought they were, Jerry.
Hooligans.
And we let them off the hook.
Well, they go to jail off the hook.
And anyway. They increased security yesterday.
Yeah. I know.
That seemed to work out. No one pelted anybody else with baseballs, so that's good.
Well, it's probably the safest day, the day after the incident. Right. You're probably good the next day. Could you imagine someone had the balls to go do it yesterday?
You know what it is we need, Jerry? We need tough-looking security guards. You know we need MMA type of... Because we've seen videos of, like it happened in Philadelphia, where where the Philadelphia fan threw the Mets fan's
The phone. Yeah.
and then an 80-year-old woman escorted him out.
But
We
is
need
she
MMA.
security or is she an usher?
Oh.
That's a big difference.
Good question.
Well, yeah. Well, that's where you could have cops. You could have real security people.
MMA style, men and women.
Yeah.
Putting you
could
in
do
an
that.
arm bar and throwing you out, leg lock, then throw you out into the onto the ramps.
Get out on the street and leave.
Yeah, and kick your butt.
All right, we're going to leave for just a moment. We have a lot. The show sheet
Yeah,
this morning
Jerry.
is like 2 pages
It's lengthy.
long. It is very lengthy because a lot happened over the weekend. So we'll take a quick break. We'll get right back to it after this, and then G joins us at 6 on the Fan.